So the other day, Elon Musk drops this tweet about his new AI, Grok. And, it was one of two things. Either it was a massive exaggeration, or it was a sign that the entire world of AI is about to change forever. Of course, Reddit immediately jumped on it, calling it delusions. But after a little digging, it looks like this might actually be one of the biggest, most under the radar stories in tech right now. Okay, let's get into it.
So this is it. This is the tweet that kicked everything off. Musk claims Grok can improve every single week, and here's the important part. Its recursive intelligence growth will be strong. Let's just hang on that phrase for a second. Recursive intelligence growth. That is the whole key. This isn't just about faster updates or new features. He's claiming the AI is starting to improve itself.
So, which one is it? Is this just classic Elon hype, another wild timeline? Or are we really standing on the edge of a massive breakthrough? It's a fair question. But what if the evidence, hiding in plain sight, actually suggests this is the real deal? To figure that out, we've got to peel back the layers here and really understand the idea at the heart of his claim. Because this isn't some new marketing buzzword. This is an idea that's been the holy grail of AI research for decades. It's called recursive self-improvement, or RSI for short. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. You get an AI that's smart enough to make itself smarter. And then, that even smarter version makes itself smarter still. You see where this is going. It creates this explosive, compounding loop of intelligence growth. Let me break down how that cycle works. So, step 1. An AI helps design a slightly better version of itself. Simple enough. But step 2, that new version is now a smarter designer. It's better at the job. So for step 3, the next version it creates improves even faster. When you keep repeating that loop, you get this acceleration curve that is so steep it could just blow past our ability to even keep up. Okay, so that's the theory. That's the dream. But is there any actual proof this is happening inside Musk's company xAI? Well, funny enough, the most compelling clues are coming from the people who just quit. So our first piece of the puzzle comes from a guy named Daw. And look, he's not just some random engineer. He was a founding member of xAI, and he co-authored one of the most important papers in modern AI. In this world, his credibility is absolute top tier. Now check out the timing on this. On his very last day at xAI, Baugh posts this little bombshell. He says recursive self-improvement loops are likely to go live in the next 12 months. I mean, that is not some vague, far-off guess. It is a specific timeline from someone who was literally just on the inside seeing the work with his own eyes. This is not hype. It's a direct prediction from a leading researcher. All right, clue number 2 comes from another former xAI employee, Shant Patel. He pointed to this huge technical wall that his team was trying to break through, something he called the context compression problem. And this explains the problem perfectly. See, most AIs we use today are frozen. Once they're done with their training, that's it. Their knowledge is locked in. They completely forget every single conversation you have with them. The goal, the dream, is continual learning, where an AI can just drink from this constant fire hose of real-world information and actually remember what it learns. It's like having a conversation where the AI remembers everything you've ever said to it and learns from it permanently. Solving this is absolutely critical for an AI that can improve itself. But the last clue, and maybe the most revealing one of all, isn't something someone said. It's what they did. It comes from another researcher who left xAI. A man named Roland, and what he did the minute he walked out the door. So Roland leaves with this really fascinating technical statement. He said, the gradients must flow. Now that sounds super complicated, but in AI, gradients are basically the signals for learning. He's saying that learning shouldn't be this one-time thing that gets locked in place. It has to be a continuous, flowing process that improves every single part of the system, getting us beyond those frozen models we just talked about. So what does he do? He immediately goes and founds a new company called Neuralign, and its mission statement? To build the infrastructure that lets software continuously self-improve. I mean, come on. If that is not a smoking gun, I don't know what is. These researchers clearly saw a path to self-improvement at xAI, and now they're betting their careers on building companies around that exact idea. But this is where the story blows up, because it isn't just happening at xAI. While you and I might be skeptical of Musk's tweets, behind the scenes, there's a furious, industry-wide race to get to this exact same goal. Yeah, this quote from investor Gary Tin just nails it. It perfectly captures these two parallel worlds we're in. On one side, you have most developers who are still kind of skeptical about even using basic AI coding tools. And on the other, you have the top AI labs in the world in a dead sprint towards recursive self-improvement. And you can see it everywhere if you look. Google's trying to solve catastrophic forgetting. That's where an AI forgets old skills when it learns new ones with something they call nested learning. Meta's tackling the same problem with a different approach. And OpenAI has already said that its own AI, Codex, was a huge help in speeding up its own development. Everyone is racing to the same finish line. And we're not just talking about lab experiments anymore. We're seeing early versions of this out in the wild. The company Cursor, you might have heard of them, they revealed they were updating their AI model's fundamental programming, its weights, every 90 minutes based on what its users were doing. That is shockingly close to a live, continually learning AI in a real product that people are using today. So, when you connect all these dots, the people leaving XAI, the secret industry-wide race, these early versions popping up, it becomes pretty clear that this isn't some distant sci-fi dream. The fuse has already been lit. This quote from Peter Diamandis really puts it all into perspective. He says, if this recursive self-improvement thing is real and it's coming soon, then basically every prediction we have about the future is wrong. We think we're just building a slightly better car, but what we're actually doing is building a rocket ship. And the first impact is going to be on how we build everything. The CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, said recently we might be just 6 to 12 months away from an AI model that can do most, maybe all, of what software engineers do from start to finish. The question then becomes, how fast does that self-improvement loop start to accelerate? So let's just lay out the timeline that's forming. Right now, today, AI is a tool. But then we have Jimmy Ba, fresh out of XAI, predicting live RSI loops within 12 months. And then you have a DeepMind researcher pointing to 2026 as the year of continual learning. The consensus is clear. This isn't decades away. This is happening right now.
So, where does all this leave us with our original question? Was Elon Musk just blowing smoke? And what does all this mean for whatever comes next, like Grok 5?
Let's just recap the evidence. Musk makes a bold claim about recursive growth. Multiple top-level employees leave his company and immediately start talking about and building companies around that exact same technology. And all the while, every other major AI lab is in a dead sprint to solve the same exact problems. The conclusion, when you lay it all out, it feels unavoidable. This isn't just hype. It's a real fundamental shift in AI, and it's happening way faster than almost anyone realizes.
And that leaves us with one final and kind of terrifying question. Forget about better chatbots or coding assistants for a second. What does the world actually look like when the tool we've built to solve problems can learn and improve itself faster than we can?